Hello everyone, welcome back. It's been 2 months now, 3 months. I think we made this video middle of April, start of April, something like that, before I went to Denmark. And we have definitely not been lazy since then. There's been a lot going on the last few months. I went to Denmark and we came back, and we've pretty much been together since then. Well, now we thought it was due time for another performance update, also because today is the 31st of August. So it's a perfect timing to make another one. We have a document here on my computer where we pretty much put in all of the relevant KPIs, the stuff that we've been doing over the last period, and also the action steps for the oncoming month. But because we also kind of want to use this video as a tool for ourselves to be accountable of the things that we speak out here, so we put things into the future, and yeah, so we have some guidance for ourselves. So it's very good for us as well to take a look in the helicopter perspective once a month and just realign on where we are and what we need to focus on. And even some stuff that, now that I've been preparing this document for the last 30 minutes, actually surprised me and Joa as well in terms of our sales. So as mentioned, this video is like completely honest, and we're basically sharing everything that we learn and we know. We're not gatekeeping any numbers. There's not anything we're trying to hide. So we hope that that will be useful for potential other people who also think that building business is fun. It can be fun and interesting. So yeah, if we jump through the last month, because we're kind of skipping July and June just to keep this setup that we have made here now. So we will start doing this for the ongoing month. So for ad spend on Facebook and Meta ads, those are the only platforms that we focus on right now. And we are running Meta ads continuously. When I met you, what was your strategy back then?
Just using ads from Instagram app.
Okay,
That's it.
that's it. Just using the boost
Yeah.
function on Instagram. And as a paid marketer, as I am myself, that is no go, if you can say it that way. And you're only using like 200K, just like boosting a campaign, a 5-day
Yeah.
campaign or
No,
something.
no,
Like what
no,
was you
not even 5 days. I just like boost my posts whenever I want to post a new drop.
doing?
So it's like for maximum 3 days.
Okay, I
And
see.
then I stop for a week and then again 3 days and then stop for 1 week.
Yeah, okay, I see. Yeah, so that was obviously the first thing that I was concerned about when we started building the business, is that that's not really sustainable for us long term, just to boost every now and then. We need to have something ongoing, and especially with Facebook, there is something called a learning phase. And once you get out of the learning phase, what requires to in first place to get out of the learning phase is that you have what you're optimizing towards, like the objective. We're optimizing towards purchases. So in order for us, or for Facebook, to give us the cheapest prices per purchase, we need to come out of the learning phase. And that is the rule of thumb on Facebook is like 50 conversions per 7 days. So even now we're not getting out of the learning phase yet, but we're still seeing very, very good results on Facebook. So we spent 3 million in August, and the attributed sales inside of Facebook, what Facebook accounts for, is 61 million. Out of those ads that we've made, our click-through rate, the amount of 100% that sees our ads, 3.39% clicks through. Our CPM is like cost per mille, and that means the cost per reaching 1,000 people. So we give 60,000 rupiah to reach 1,000 people, as you see right here. 16, yeah, sorry, 16. Our total store purchases for this month, it's not finished yet, but at least up until today, we might get a few more before the day is over, is 113. And the total store sales for this month is 73, just shy under 73 million rupiah for this month. And our ROAS is 20. So that means for every rupiah we spend on marketing, we get 20 rupiah back in revenue. This is a figure a lot of fashion brands care about a lot. And now I think it's worth bringing up, as I already work in fashion with fashion companies as a marketing consultant back in Europe. Our average figures in Europe are around 3 to 5. 5 is very decent for most private label brands. What we're seeing here in Indonesia is like 4x that. So this shows us that there's not a lot of competition in this market, and it's very cheap to advertise here in Indonesia. And I only found out by pretty much building your web shop and starting marketing right. So now we are moving on to the action steps that we've done in this period, and also the action steps that we're going to do for September. So we kind of also included some of the action steps that has happened back in June and July. Yeah. So at least most recently, we have just launched 2 more markets, Singapore and Malaysia. And these are some markets which is already previous customers of yours. Um, but we want to try in Singapore and Malaysia as well, just for at least in September, to allocate a smaller budget towards those countries and see if we can get similar figures in Malaysia or Singapore. We'll probably do one country at a time, so we give Facebook the best chances to make a profitable return. But I tried just running a campaign actually just for 3 days at 20K per day, and the figures was not as good as in Indonesia. So if that is the case, let's say we were on a 1 week or 2 week trial and we're not seeing similar figures in Malaysia, Singapore, we will probably just ditch it for now and focus on it later, because we are having a higher ROI here in Indonesia. So it doesn't make sense for us to try to get customers there yet. So we also made a page for gift cards where you can sign up and enter a competition of a 1 juta um, gift card for the web shop. So we'll be running that ongoing every single month. We'll pick out a winner, and then the winner will receive a gift card. We have made some smaller website changes as well. Basically, I went into a little bit of a rabbit hole where because I've seen so many e-commerce stores, and I also knew that there was more work to be done on your shop in order to bring it up to the European standard. And there's still a lot for us to do yet, but at least now I think we have a very good foundation, at least for the next few months to come. Um, Including that, we have made a drawer card, so instead of when people press add to cart, they go to a different page, it just like pops up. And then we have added like a small bar where it says spend this amount to get free shipping. So we make people aware that if they spend, let's say, only 100K more, they can save 40, 50, 100K on shipping. We have added 2 more payment logos, so people are aware that we charge pretty much 90% of all the payment processing in Indonesia. We have added an Instagram story feature on the homepage, so it looks like something you can scroll past or through and then get inspiration. We've added that both on the homepage and on the product page. If you scroll down in the bottom of both pages, we've added a wish list, which I think is pretty cool. I don't know if it's so relevant for us yet, because pieces on the web shop last for a very long or a very short time due to the fact that we only have one style. So you could put it in your wish list and it could be gone in 10 minutes. So, but with our ongoing plan, that's going to be more relevant. What I really like the most, the feature I like the most, is the newly added. So whenever you adds new stuff on the website, we have a timer on 3 days where there will be a small mark that says just added to the web shop, so people can also get the feeling of there's actually stuff going on in here, right? It looks active. We're actually working on the site and trying to make the brand more exciting and get the feel in the hands. So yeah, I put in here, we tried to increase the overall website conversion rate, but with little success. We learned that the popularity of our styles is more important than the features on our website. The conversion rate over this month is 1.47. That's okay, but in the fashion niche, generally people aim to be around 2 to 2.5%. That's like the golden rule. If we take a look at July, where we also did quite well, we're at 1.85%. So translating that into revenue, that's a lot of extra revenue we could have generated there. That's probably 20 million extra if we just had like a higher conversion rate. And this is not because of our website. We found this out because this month was before we added all these conversion tricks, right, to optimize our conversion rate. People don't really care about that. They more care about like the style that they're seeing. Are they actually liking this? And I think one thing we missed out on was we didn't look at how big of a percentage of our sales was in zipper pants. So we probably have to do that after for last month, right? So yeah, that thing is definitely an important learning. Like especially if you watching this video out there are thinking about, oh, I need to have the perfect website. In reality, at least from what we've learned now, it's not very important. You could start off with a fairly simple Shopify theme, and you just have to focus on your payment processing. So Shopify has their own Shopify payments, as what is called, but here in Indonesia it's not supported. So what we use is the one called Send It. Maybe we'll put a screenshot up on of their website as well. They pretty much cover all of the regular payment processors in Indonesia. The sign up process is just tedious. That took some time, right? So yeah, be patient with that and probably estimate at least 14 to 21 days of processing before you actually can start receiving money. We also had a small hiccup with 1 week without fulfillment, but it didn't actually affect our overall sales for that month. I've just been looking through week for week of the entire month. It's not been that bad. We've been able to, some days we have like no sales, which is pretty annoying because now at this stage we are like used to seeing the ka-ching, like the Shopify notification on our phones throughout the day, and then like we can see if it's a good or bad day like already by the morning. Some mornings we get like orders of 1.3 million. I was like, okay, it's going to be a good day. And then some days we've seen like no orders after 4 p.m. and then suddenly after 4 p.m. like 3 to 4 million ticks in sales, right? It's always very, very random. And especially now we've actually had our best week this week and we're in the end of the month. We did like 22 million this week.
Because that's like what I told you. People get their salary at the end of the month, like by 25th and until 5th September. So that's the time when people get their money and want to spend.
Yeah. Well, as long as it doesn't fluctuate too big week over week, like we've been fairly stable. I think we're like 5 million past our average, our baseline, if we could say it that way. We also scaled our monthly spendings from 1.5 until 3 million.
Double.
We doubled our budgets, yeah. And when we made our last video, we were spending 1.5. I think it was 50K per day. And we did 40 something million that month. So actually the increase of spending haven't matched the effort, right? And now to the more exciting stuff, which it's been in the back of our heads since we started this, that we wanted to evolve the brand or at least add more MTJ exclusive styles to the stock, so we make it easier for you and also for me, because we don't have to trade out in content that often and we can sell the same products multiple times. So we ordered. Do you want to go through this, just like the process, and explain about?
Oh, you help me, and then I will add.
Okay. So we added an upsell on the drawer page, and we wanted to find some products which are more easy for people to check out to. And we came up with caps. I came up with caps, and luckily Joa liked the idea. So she started looking for suppliers of caps, it's a cheap way, like the barrier of entry is very cheap because we don't really have to spend a lot of caps and we don't have to order a big quantity, so it's very low risk for us. So yeah, now that the first sample was already finished, right?
Yeah, already finished, and I will see the finished sample tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Oh, exciting.
If I got it, I will add a picture here.
Oh, nice. Yeah. I already seen it without the washing and it's definitely a good start, so I'm excited to see that as well, and also excited that we can bring some of our own products into the hands of our customers. That's something that's yours or ours in some way, right? Yeah, that's really cool. And then I've been pushing Yoa really a lot for the first style, like fashion style MTJ. So we've just like 30 minutes ago seen the sample. Yeah.
But that is not the finished sample yet.
Yeah.
So it's like a hoodie with a lot of details because I want something that they cannot easily get on Shopee or like anywhere. So we still have like the unique side of our products. And it's really hard to find a company that wants to make it because with a lot of details, they often want to just like do the easy styles, you know. And also it's very hard for us to start, and it's taking like 3 months already, yeah, more than 2 months, because the process is really slow. A lot of suppliers often like already have their loyal clients, so they will just work on their clients first, and then we are like a new client and never ordered from them, they will just like not hurry for our orders. So we have to build that trust with them, and over time I hope they will like prioritize our orders, and it will be easier for us to launch like new styles every month.
I hope that as well, because we're never going to make this business really fly if we cannot crack this process or make the process faster, because up until now it's really been a lot of outreach. We've contacted so many suppliers, and it doesn't even seem like they're like eager to work with us. And I would also expect, once we have a business like that, we're like running ads now and we're getting more and more exposure, that maybe even we would get some inbound for like suppliers, but we're not. There's nothing coming in. So yeah, I don't really understand, because I feel like when like you're from Bandung, right, and that's the textiles capital, right? So how are we not feeling that more than we are now? But anyways, now we found a supplier, and they will be able to produce multiple, also like different, let's say denim or something in the future, if that were to be of interest. Okay. We've also made more native, as I call it, content. Like, you can call it UGC also. Pictures, a lot of our content, like almost 100% of our content.
All of our content is shot in my apartment indoors.
Or you could say studio to make it sound bigger.
Studio. Professional.
Yeah. Your sister started both working with you and creating content for us as well. So that's very exciting. It's like we have a duplicate of you in Bandung. So big thumbs
Shout
up.
out to my sister.
Yeah, shout out. um, that's really cool. I'm excited to test it. It's finished now, or what is the status? Probably going to add that to the marketing pool in next week. We've also made a financial planner to keep track of our margins, which I think is quite important, because again, then we can like keep ahead of what are we making, what are our margins. And let me jump into the August one here. I don't know if you want to put it up on the screen, but now we have like all of our expenses here, and basically everything is covered in here as of right now. And I think the most important figure here is our margins, because that's really what a lot of people care about in fashion. And right now we're like averaging around 45% of margins once everything is paid. Up until now, I have been paying for the marketing spend and also the hosting. I was the one who was pushing Yoa to build a web shop and start advertising, so that's why. But at the same time, I'm also putting effort and a lot of my time into this business and not getting anything in return. And I like the idea of the business being self-sufficient. It's supposed to be paying for itself. So our margins will probably drop, or it will never be fully 100% stable, but we have a figure in mind now. And I think we would like to stay around the 50% margins. It's probably going to fall a little bit also once we start to scale our budgets. But also, this is like a topic we haven't included, which just came to mind. With We were like looking a few days ago at how much product stock do we have of value on the store which is not sold right now, and we calculated it was around 22-23 million, right? And once you make like an investment, it's going to take an indirect hit on our margins as of right now, but that will like translate into revenue and higher market margins in 2 weeks or in 3 weeks. So it's very hard to say. So even our margins can swing a lot. I assume like over the next few months, like we could see like in November, for example, our margins would be maybe 40%, and then in December it will maybe be like 55% because we're like investing into inventory. So this is definitely something that I will be adding to the list as well, just to keep an eye on it because I think it's interesting, but it's kind of more in the nerdy details. But it's also important to take into account that, yeah, our margins will probably suffer or sometimes be better, and it can be because we're more heavily investing into supplying. All right, so now for the last part, which I think is the most important part because it activates our subconscious also to make us actually reach our goals. Not because we're lazy, but I think it's important just to have it in your mind. Something clear in your mind, it's easier to like have something tangible. These are the things we need to do. So this is the action steps for the incoming month of September. We are supposed to get our first 24 styles of the hoodie.
24 pieces.
Oh yeah,
of
sorry.
the same hoodie.
Sorry. I still struggle with that. It's expected around the 15th. I just put in. I would probably say more like 20 days than 14 days. Yeah. Also supposed to get our first 10 caps. It was 10 you ordered?
It's 24 also. 24 also.
Can you complain so they get the full message? No, I'm joking. Sorry. That one is expected around, I just put in the 12th of September. We are also still working with our Shopify developers on creating the currency conversion on side of our web shop. So whenever people they visit from Malaysia, they will see it in the Malaysian currency. Same thing as in Singapore. And I'm very much into details, so it needs to be this way for me. So sometimes that's hard because a part of also our margins, why they are so high, is because I really try to avoid Shopify subscriptions. I'd rather pay the money to get it custom coded upfront. And that's actually another thing I forgot. We have been spending a lot of time on building our track your order page. So once people they check out with us, they will receive an email where they can track your order. We've had some issues with that with the app that we've been using because it limits us to only 50 searches per month, and now we're like fully integrating it with JNA, with the API and everything, custom coded page, everything. And it cost more upfront to build it, but over the next 12 months, it's going to pay itself back. So that's how I think about all of the stuff. We don't have any subscriptions other than Shopify that we're paying for right now, and I really prefer to keep it that way. Was this in Europe, I would not have been able to do this because the average hourly salary for Shopify developers in Europe is around 2.5 million per hour. So it's very different compared here to in Indonesia. I don't think we should launch Singapore and Malaysia until we have our own style. So maybe the hoodie or the next batch we will order, we will start doing it because again, then we can launch something, not touch it for too much. We are currently putting a scale or a hold on our production efforts. We're still going to continue producing the same amount of pieces or same amount of styles every single month, but now we're like around the 75 million per month mark, and this is enough of a trampoline for us to start investing into producing our own. So I think we're going to cruise around this, and we're still learning also depending on like which styles are selling well on the web shop. Did I mention that the zipper pants was 60%? We just looked into this. The zipper pants are by far our best seller. They're taking up 60% or 42 million of our total sales this month. I think it's also having to do with I see other competitors from outside of Indonesia selling the same type of pants here in Indonesia, and their pricing is a lot higher than ours. So I think we're benefiting a lot of that. First, they create the interest with the consumer, and then the consumer see our products and end up converting with us. We will probably continue selling the zipper pants, but now you are making the shirt. What is it called?
So you told me to launch something new that will go well as the zipper pants. And I remembered that I launched something like 2 years ago, denim top, picture here, and it's doing really well back then, and like people go crazy for it. So I was like thinking maybe if I relaunch it, they will like remember, or it will get popular.
It is also really cool, I feel like.
Okay, thank you. So yeah, I'm relaunching that style again.
Nice. So yeah, we're probably going to do a similar figure for September as we are this month, because in the beginning we were like doubling our revenue from month to month, but we've came to realize that it's not possible with the turnaround time from suppliers in Indonesia. So we're kind of stuck, and that's why this relation with the supplier, just there is no way around it. It has to be built, and we have to improve this process. This is something we learn as we go.
I think just being like not stuck in the same revenue every month is really good, right? Every month we increase our revenue and not like be stuck in the same number every month. And that's, for me, it's really good.
Yeah, same. That's how I want it too. But now we are going to transition into our own styles, and that is what's going to ultimately help us double our revenue, like month to month. That is just the process that is out of our control, and we cannot do anything about it. It's also too big of a risk for us, let's say for Yoa, to hire 2 more tailors, 3 more tailors, and then produce so much clothes when we don't have a clear backlog yet of what is selling very well. Now we know that the zipper pants are doing very well for us, and now we're doing the shirt. So I think the plan is there, like we keep on adding more stuff to it and seeing what performs and works well with our audience. Obviously, it's in the end, it's like the consumer who decides if they like it or not, if it's like popular, right? So we're just trying to meet them and produce something they think is cool, right? So yeah, the next phase we're moving into here is definitely very, very exciting, because I think that is what can help us like multiply our business. It will be faster and faster and faster. Moving on, the next steps is we are going to build out our email marketing track a little bit more. Currently now I'm working on doing SMS, sending out SMS retargeting. That's also something I forgot to mention. We already made an email marketing or a retargeting email. So if people they go to the checkout page and then abandon the page, they will receive an email with their product saying that they should get back to their cart page. And another email, once people they check out with us, they will receive 10% code for their next order. Should we make like a code for people on YouTube?
Maybe.
For the real ones? Okay, let's call it, now we have the first code I will not tell, but this code should be YouTube fam.
Okay.
Okay, so you will put that in here. If there is someone
That's watching this to this video, full video, you will get the code.
you deserve the code, YouTube fam, I will make it after this video. Yeah, so we made this email track, but I want to advance it again, and this is all of this is like an extension of the brand. We want to make the Make Them Jealous universe something that you can like, something unique, not just like a checkout on Shopee, but something when you shop with us, you get an experience and you get an understanding of who's behind the brand and what's the story behind the brand. So I want to develop on the story for the people who sign or who check out with us, who's like becoming customers, who accepts email marketing emails from us. And two things that I want to add for this month is like an email newsletter about you and me, like the founders behind the brand, similar to how we're doing now, where we will just like explain about how we run the business or whatever is relevant. And then I was thinking about another email as well. We have the QR code, which I will touch upon. Oh yeah, and then I wanted to make like an email about how Make Them Jealous started, or what is the DNA, what is the foundation behind Make Them Jealous, like how do you pick out which styles and how you work with your tailor. If we can make something cool around that, it's not something that I researched into too much yet because it can be very time consuming, but I think the reward is like very big because it solidifies Make Them Jealous in like people, they will remember us for this, and they can like, it's like free real estate in their brain in some way, like they're like, oh, I read this email about you, all right, that gives more space. takes up more memory than just a checkout on Shopee, right? And I was also thinking about how can we improve the customer experience for the existing customers of make them jealous. And one thing that I had in mind was that I would like to add a QR code. You're already sending like a thank you note when you're shipping out an order, which is very good. And we can develop a little bit further on that by adding a QR code where people they can make a review, because you told me that you have a lot of customers, right?
Yeah.
Who text you.
Yeah, so I've been getting a lot of DMs that people that say like they love my products, and it is actually better if we can show them to our potential customers, right?
Yeah, so we wanted to give people an opportunity to share their joy with us and also get a voucher, actually a little bit higher percentage, because I think they deserve it once they help us build the brand, because the customers is what's building our brand, right? Yeah, those two things are also on the pipeline for September. So very excited to see how that will turn out by the end of September once we check in again. I think we covered all of it now. Do you have anything more to say?
No,
No, that's it.
I'm just a girl.
You're just a girl. Well, thank you everyone for checking in with us. We'll see you in the next video.
Oh, you have to ask if they have any questions.
If there is anything you would like us to include in the next video, or you have any questions around the brand, or even if you're like struggling with something, or you have some issues you're facing with building your own brand, or it could be e-commerce or anything, please don't DM us, but please put it comment in YouTube, so
Because we are not getting any comments, so I will read your comments.
and I will respond so we can help other people here as well. So hope it was valuable. Thank you so much. See you next time. Bye.